Happy morning to everyone, my students. Already we have completed the third unit prose, poem and supplementary. So today we will see the fourth poem, the ant and the cricket. The ant and the cricket. Okay, so the cricket is a kind of an insect. Okay, so this one is adapted from Aesop's fables. Aesop's fables. Okay. A fable is a traditional story that teaches us a moral lesson. Usually, the characters in the fables are animals. The poem, The Ant and the Cricket, teaches us the importance of hard working and planning. Okay, so the fable means is a traditional story. What is the meaning of traditional story? The traditional story means in older days the people using to narrate story to everyone. Okay. For example, in your childhood days, you had listened many stories from your neighbor or your grandparents or your mothers. Okay, from your mothers. So, from the story, we have learned some good morals. Okay, good morals. That is the main use of narrating story. Okay, so moreover, the fable story is completely the characters are in the characters are maximum the animals. Okay, maximum the animals in this ant and the cricket, the ant, the cricket. Okay, so insects. Okay, here the narrator used some few sorry two insects, that is ant and cricket. Okay, so now we will read the listen carefully. Okay, read the first stanza. Okay, the first stanza. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when we found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So a silly young cricket accustomed to sing. So accustomed means what? Accustomed means usually. Accustomed means usually. So the young silly, okay, silly young cricket always singing only, okay. He had no other job. He just completely enjoying the happy days, okay. Through the warm sunny months of Gay. Gay means what? Gay means cheerful. Gay means cheerful. Through the warm sunny months of Gay, summer and spring. So, in the sunny months, the summer months and spring months, completely it spent in a happy way. Okay. For example, singing and dancing are do other some of, but he didn't work. Okay, just it spent the time in a happy way. Okay. The third line began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So now the winter season started. In that winter season, it completely the rainy are getting more snow. Okay, it will be a more snow or rain. Okay, so that time we have no chance to work anything. Okay, for it's not for a human being. It's only act for the insect. Okay, and the cricket. Okay, here it described the two insects. Okay, so we are talk about completely belongs to these two kinds. Okay, so when it found that his cupboard was empty, that time he complaining. What is the complaint? He had no food to eat. Okay, his cupboard was empty and winter was come. So in the winter season, it won't get anything from other side. Okay, for example, it's never get anything. So already in the season spring and summer, he completely wasted it. Okay, in which way? All the time it used to sing. Okay, but now the winter season came, so the cupboard was empty. Okay, that time he started to complain. Okay, the second line. not a crumb to be found, not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground. Not a flower could we see, not a leaf on a tree. Okay, what's the meaning of crumb? Crumb means a piece of food. Piece of food or bread or biscuit. Okay, not a crumb to be found on snow-covered ground. So the winter season is the season of falling more snow. So the snow completely covered the ground. Even he could not find anything. Even a piece of wood he could not find from the ground. Okay, because the ground is completely covered by a more snow. Okay, even not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. Okay, even it couldn't find a tree, find a leaf and flower from the trees and plants. So it completely a very bare one. Okay, completely very empty one. So he couldn't find anything to complete his starvation. Okay, to complete his starvation. So the third stanza, oh, what will become, says cricket of me, at last by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet and all trampling with cold, away he set off to miserly ant, to see if to keep him alive he would grant. Okay, woe what will become, says cricket of me. Now the cricket filled with sorrow because of more starvation, more hunger. Okay, now it said by himself, okay, it's not shared to anyone. The cricket told everything to himself only. Okay, at last by starvation and famine. What's the meaning of famine? Famine means food scarcity. Okay, scarcity. Extremely food scarcity. That is called famine. At last by starvation. Starvation means very hunger, extreme hunger. At last by starvation and famine made bold. Bold means willing to take risk. Willing to take risk. Okay. So now it's a risk means here it's not going to earn anything from some other side. He is going to beg to someone. Okay. Even we need to beg to someone means that also we need some courage. Okay. We have to be completely lost our proud and ego and everything. Then only we will ask easily to other person to beg or lend something. Okay. So in the same way, the starvation, the great hunger made him to ask help to other insect. Okay, all dripping with wet. Dripping means what? Leak or drop. Leak or drop. Everything became drop. Why? Because of the wet and all trembling. Trembling means what? Trembling means shaking. Because of the heavy cold. Okay. In our side also, at the early morning, if it is heavy cold mean we will our body will shake automatically without control. Okay, in the same way, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold. Okay, to see if to keep him alive he would grant. Okay, sorry, before one line, away he set off. Set off means what? Start to a miserly ant. Miserly means saver. S-A-V-E-R, saver. They always try to save something. Okay, they never waste their things unnecessarily. That people are called miserly. So now he started to travel to reach the ant for seeking help. For seeking help. Okay. So now the cricket gets something from the ant means it will be happy and it will be alive. It will be alive. And also he eats something. Okay. If gets something from the ant means it would be a happy one. Happy to the cricket. Okay. So that another stanza, him sheltered from rain and a mouthful of grain She wished to only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. Him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. He wished to only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. Okay, so now in the first two lines, the poet described about position of ant. Okay, the ant in the shelter, because the shelter was completely made by the ant. Okay, the ant is a very active. It's a too active, like a bee. So they made a own comb with their own hands. Okay, they made own comb with their own hands. Okay, and a mouthful of grain. Okay. So the ant had a mouthful of grain. Okay, but now what is the condition of cricket? The cricket had no grain. Okay, and everything became very sorrow. Okay, everything became sorrow because of no food, and it got a crumpling. Okay, so now the cricket moved to the ant for seeking help. Okay. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. Okay, so he is not anything in a free way. Okay, he is not anything in a free way, or he is not requested to the ant for offer something. Just he wished to only for borrow. Okay, for example, if you are borrow something from someone, means you can repay it tomorrow or in future days. Okay, so in the same way, the cricket which was only to get something from in a way of borrowing. Okay, and it thought that its mind he would repay it tomorrow. Okay, so the next page. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow, says the ant to the cricket. I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. Okay, so now that, for example, that cricket thought that its mind, the ant not gave anything mean, that cricket died. The cricket will die because of the starvation. Even ourselves also take more time to take our lives or something, means we became too hunger. Okay, and also we completely lost our strength. In the same way, the cricket also thought in its mind, if it not get anything from the cricket, means definitely it will be died by the starvation. Like that he said. Okay, like that the cricket says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend, but we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. Okay, so the cricket asked the ant, but ant replied, I am your servant. Okay, he was his servant, and also he was his best friend also. But that any ant don't borrow something from anyone, and the same way don't lend to anyone. Okay, that is like a rules. It's like a rules are like a common. Okay, so what is the common thing of ant? The ant never get anything from someone, and also not give to anyone. Okay, so like a great policy. Okay, so the next answer. But tell me, so the same line. But tell me, dear cricket, did you lay anything by when the weather was warm? Quack, quack. The cricket, not I. Okay, so now the ant raised the question to the cricket. Tell me dear, what did you, okay, the question is what did you do in the weather was good? What did you do in the weather was good? And also, did you save anything for your future like that? The question asked by the ant to the cricket. The cricket simply said, not I, not I. Okay, not I. Okay, the next stanza. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. For all nature looked gay. For all nature looked gay. You sang, sir, you say. So now the cricket said, my heart was so light. My heart was so light. My heart was not sung so completely. I sang day and night. And the nature also looked very cheerful in that period. What period? In summer and spring. The nature, the atmosphere looked very beautiful and grateful. So I spend my time with a happy way by used to do singing. Okay, like that she replied. Now in the last line, that said, you sang sir, you say. You sang sir, you say. So now that ant asked or replied, so you simply wasted your time by singing and enjoying the nice season. Like that she asked. Now he replied again, go then, says the ant. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Okay, so go then. So now she ordered, now the ant ordered to the cricket, go then. So simply, again in the winter season also you can go dance and sing and spend the time. Why did you come here like that? She asked, it asked the question. Okay, thus ending, he hastily lifted wicket. Hastily means quickly. Hastily means quickly. Lifted the wicket, dismissal. Okay, the ant completely dismissed the request of cricket. Why? Because in that early period we should earn something for ourselves. You simply waste your time and you are enjoying your life means at the old time, at the old age of your life, when you are grown old, you need something. So you should save something for that. Okay, in the same way, the ant completely refused the obligation of the cricket. Okay, that's another line, the last two lines. Folks call this fable. Folks call this a fable. I will warrant it's true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. Okay. So that poet said finally. Some people call it like a fable. Fable means already I told it is a traditional story. Okay. But he said that it's not a story. Okay, some people only said like that. Folks means people. Some people call it a fable, but it's not a fable. It's like a law. It is like a law. Warrant means law or slip. Okay, slip. Okay, so it's a law. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. The only human being has two legs. Okay, so finally, what is the main concept of this poem is everyone should earn something for their old age. Okay, in the free time, at the early stage, when you are young, you should earn something for your old age. The saving is the important thing. Okay, even the time saving, the money saving, and so many things we should save. Then only at final stage of our life should be very happy. Okay, so here it's not for this poem is not for only the animal, it also for our human being also. Okay, adapted from Aesop's fables. Okay, so about the author, Aesop's fables is a collection of fables related to Aesop, a slave and a storyteller believed to have lived in ancient Greece between 620 and 564 BCE. Okay, so the Aesop is a man worked as a storyteller and also a slave who lived in the Greece between 620 and 564 BCE. Okay, these fables became popular when they emerged in print. Okay, so at the early stage, no one printed it. Okay, it spread to every people and the people narrate the story from the Aesop. Then only the people know the value. Then only the people knew the value of this one and they printed it. Okay, several stories are attributed to Aesop even today. So many people are getting inspiration with him and they had written many stories, okay, in nowadays. Okay, the process of inclusion is continuous and new stories are being added, and also still some people are trying to inclusion. This inclusion means what? Inclusion means we have the collection. Inclusion means collection. Okay, still it continues and also the new stories also added. Okay, the collection of Aesop's fables were among the earliest books to be printed in many languages. Okay, and also this kind of stories, so the e-books, the Aesop's fables also translated into many languages and printed into many languages. Okay, so this is the explanation of the ant and cricket. Now we will move to the fourth supplementary reader, the aged mother. So take page number 120. So listen, the aged mother, Matsuo Basho. This Japanese folktale is also known as the story of the aged mother. It highlights that aged or sharp-witted. It describes the love and affection a son and his mother have for one another. So it was a Japanese folktale. Folktale means a traditional story only. Okay, this story completely showed how the world peoples are experienced and how they were intelligent. Okay, it describes. Okay, and also in this story we are going to see two characters, a farmer and his mother. So they loved each other. Okay, let's see the first paragraph. Long ago, there lived at the foot of the mountain a poor farmer and his aged widowed mother. They owned a bit of land which supplied them with food, and they were humble, peaceful, and happy. So long ago, many years back, the people lived at the foot of the mountain. Mountain means near to the foot of the mountain means near to the mountain, very close to the mountain. A poor farmer and the aged widowed mother. Widowed means her husband, the mother's husband lost. Okay, died. Okay, mother's husband died. Okay, widowed mother, and also they have a little bit of land and they can get their daily food from the little land. Okay, and also they lived their life very happily and peacefully. Okay, the second paragraph. The country Shining was governed by a despotic leader who, though a warrior, had a great and cowardly shrinking from anything suggestive of failing health and strength. This caused him to send out cruel proclamation. The entire province was given strict orders to immediately put to death all aged people. Those were barbarous days, and the custom of abandoning old people to die was not uncommon. The poor farmer loved his aged mother with tender reverence, and the order filled his heart with sorrow. But no one ever thought twice about obeying the mansions of the governor. So, with many deep and hopeless sighs, the youth prepared for what at the time was considered the kindest mode of death. Okay, so their country was the country's name is Shining. The country's name is Shining. it was governed by a despotic. Despotic means what? Cruel, cruelty, cruel. Okay, despotic means cruel leader. He was a warrior. He was a warrior. Even he was a warrior, but he became too old. He became too old, and his strength and health became too. Okay, it also failing. It also failing. So he thought that some people even, for example, the young people mean we can use anything for them. Even we can send them for the fight also. But the poor people, there is no use with the poor people. Like that, he thought in his mind. So he made order. Okay, the entire province was strict orders to immediately put to death all any people. That the order was every old people put to death in that village, because of there is no use with the old people. Like that he thought in his mind. Those were barbarous days. Barbarous means what? Brutal. Barbarous means brutal. Were barbarous days, and the custom of abandoning old people to die was not uncommon. So the abandon, what is the meaning of abandoning? The abandon means desert or give up completely. So that now only one people is not going to do this one. So overall the country people, overall the village peoples are did in the same way. So it's a common to everyone. Okay. But the poor farmer loved his aged mother with tender and reverence. Tender means what? More kindness. Reverence means respect. And the order filled his heart with sorrow. So he became very sad and sorrow. But the people never thought to refuse the order of the governor. So he prepared. Okay. So the young farmer make a preparation for her mother's death. Okay. Just at sundown, when his day's work was ended, he took a quantity of unwhitened rice, which was the principal food for the poor, and he cooked, dried it, and tied in a square cloth, which he swung in a bundle around his neck, along with a gourd filled with cool sweet water. Okay, so the poor farmer had taken a little bit of unwhitened rice, means it's like a paddy only. Okay, but it boiled. Okay, boiled paddy, and it covered with a piece of cloth, and also he took a god. God means what? Here it's the god of bottle god. Okay, bottle god. So in the olden days, the people used to take a drink in the bottle god only. Okay, they will take some unnecessary things from the bottle god, and they used to like a water bottle. Okay, like a water bottle. So now it was completely filled with cool sweet water by the poor farmer. Okay, then he lifted his helpless old mother to his back and started on his painful journey up the mountain. The road was long and steep. The narrow road was crossed and recrossed by many paths made by hunters and woodcutters. In some places they lost and confused us, but he gave no heed. Heed means no attention. Okay, one path or another, it mattered not. On he went, tramping blindly upward, ever upward, towards the high bare summit of what is known as Opatsuyama, the mountain of the abandoning of age. So in the mountainside it was not like a normal way. It's too steep and too narrow. It's very difficult to walk, and also too difficult to carry. Okay, to carry his mother on her shoulder. Okay, on his shoulder. So it's too difficult, but he never bothered about anything. He completely crossed and he completely climbed the steep roads without any paying attention on his bath. Okay. Finally, the two people, the poor farmer and her mother and old mother had reached the summit. Summit means what? Summit means a kind of a mountain, the topmost point of the hill or mountain. Okay. So the name of the mountain is Opat Suyama. Opat Suyama. The people, the mountain people are that. Shining people are called abandoning of aged, abandoning of the aged people. Okay, because that place is only used for to put to death the old people. Okay, the eyes of the old mother were not so dim, but that they noted the reckless hastening from one path to another, and her loving heart grew anxious. Her son did not know the mountain's many paths, and his return might be one of danger. So she stretched forth her hand and snapping the twigs. Snapping means cut the twigs from the brushes as they passed. She quietly dropped a handful every few steps of the way, so that as they climbed, the narrow path behind them was dotted at frequent intervals with tiny piles of twigs. At last, summit was reached. Weary and heartsick, the youth gently released his burden and silently prepared a place of comfort as I lost duty to the loved one. Gathering fallen pine needles, he made a soft cushion and tenderly lifted his old mother onto it. He wrapped her tattered coat more closely about the stooping shoulders. Stooping means bent. Wrapped means covered. Okay, wrapped means covered. Stooping means bent. Stooping shoulders and with tearful eyes and an aching heart, he said farewell. So the old mother felt that her son got struggled while crossing the steep path, because it's not an easy one, so it's too difficult to walk. Okay, so she noticed that and she cut many leaves or branches of some plants, and she she dropped she dropped the leaves one a little bit of gap in a little bit of gap. Why? Because of when the poor farmer dropped her mother on the mountain, then when he came back, the time he never get any struggle to find the right way. For that purpose, his mother dropped the dropped the branches from their baths. Okay. Finally they reached the summit of the mountain, and he tendered and with respectfully he dropped his mother from his shoulder, and he wrapped his mother with his coat, and also his eyes was completely filled with more tears, and also she made a soft cushion. Cushion means a soft sitting place only. She made a soft cushion with the help of the pine needles. Pine is a kind of a tall tree. Okay, and now he ready to said his farewell to his loved mother. Okay. Another paragraph. The trembling mother's voice was full of unselfish love as she gave her last injection. Let not thine eyes be blinded, my son, she said. The mountain road is full of dangers. Look carefully and follow the path which holds the piles of twigs. They will guide you to the familiar path farther down. The son's surprised eyes looked back over the path, then at the poor old shriveled hands, all scratched and soiled by their work of love. His heart broke within, and bowing to the ground, he cried aloud, "Oh, honorable mother, your kindness breaks my heart. I will not leave you. Together we will follow the path of twins, and together we will die." So, after, after his farewell words, her mother advised him, "Just I dropped many leaves and many leaves and many branches of some plants in our bath. So the bath is very intricate one. Okay, so try to find the right way with the help of the dropping leaves, and finally you reach the home without any doubt and without any struggle," like that he said. Now the old poor farmer looked at his at her finger and hand. It was very dirty, and also some sore also there. Some sore also there. So there is his heart completely sorrown and very filled, very bad. And finally he said, "I never drop you in this mountain, in this peak. So again we will go to home. Whatever will happen, if we will if we will lie together or we will die together," like that he stated, and again they moved to their home. Okay. Once more he shouldered his burden. How light it seemed now, and hastened down the path through the shadows and the moonlight to the little hut in the valley. Beneath the kitchen floor was walled closet for food, which was covered and hidden from view. There the sun hid his mother, supplying her with everything she needed, continually watching and fearing he would be discovered. Time passed, and he was beginning to feel safe. When again the governor sent forth heralds. Heralds means office employers. Office employee means here the kingdom people only. Okay. Bearing an unreasonable order, seemingly as a boast of his power, his demand was that his subject should present him with a rope of ashes. Rope of ashes. Okay. So finally the two people have reached their home, and he hid his mother near their kitchen, some the hide places. Okay, near to the closet in their home there was a kind of place to hide, and the farmer made her to hide in that near to the closet, and he served anything like a food or water and whatever it may be, and continuously he watched his mother, and the days passed, more days passed. But unfortunately, the shining governor now ordered a new one. The village people should make a rope in ashes, rope of ashes. Okay, so it's not possible. Okay, because even just you have to touch the ashes means the ashes is completely destroyed, and it's completely lost its appearance also. So it's too difficult to make the rope of ashes. Okay, rope of ashes. The entire province trembled with dread. The order must be obeyed, yet who in all shining could make a rope of ashes? One night in great distress the son whispered the news to his hidden mother. "Wait," he said, "I will think. On the second day she told him what to do. "Make rope of twisted straw," he said, "then stretch it upon a row of flagstones and burn it on a windless night." He called the people together and did as he said, and when the blast died down there upon the stones with very twist and fiber showing perfectly, lay a rope of ashes. Okay. So the total province means what a region. That region peoples are completely became trampled and they became more fear because of the people should be obeyed the order of the governor of Shining. Okay, they had no another way. So, but at the same time, it's not possible to make a rope of ashes. Okay, so this news spread to the village, and also the poor farmer also told this news to her hidden old mother. The mother said an idea, so you should take a dried stalk of grain, dried stalk of grain, and also in the twisted way, just you have to just just you should keep on a stone in the windless night, and the the poor farmer told to every people, and they come together, and in the windless night they took they took a twisted dried stalk of grain, and they made a fire, and in the windless night, so the fire is completely died down, and also they made a perfect lay of rope ashes. Made a perfect lay a rope of ashes. Okay. The last paragraph. The governor was pleased at the wit of the youth and praised greatly, but he demanded to know where he had obtained his wisdom. Alas, alas, cried the farmer, the truth must be told. And with deep bows and lived his story, the governor listened and then meditated in silence. Finally, he lifted his head. Shining needs more than strength of youth. He said gravely, "Ah, that I should have forgotten the well-known saying, with crown of snow there cometh wisdom. That very hour the cruel law was abolished and custom drifted into as far as past that only legends remain." So now, after they prepared the rope of ashes, the governor became astonished way, and he called the young man. Where did you get this kind of wisdom like that? He asked the question, and he replied with more fear, and he told everything about his mother. And also the king took a minute, and he thought that, and he realized his mistake, and he said that the young peoples only not build our country in a wealthy way and healthy way. The old people only had more experience, and they knew everything to build a new country. So he completely abolished that rule. What is that rule? The rule is the old people put to death. Okay, that the rules completely abolished by the governor. Okay, this is the story of the aged mother. Okay, about the author Masaru Basho, 1644 to 1694, is one of the most famous poets of Japan. So he belongs to Japan. In Japan, many of his poems are seen on monuments and traditional sites. Okay. So the people are using the story as a monuments. Monuments means what? A memorial and traditional sites. Basho was introduced to poetry at a young age, and he quickly became well known throughout Japan. So he started to write his works at this early stage, and he became famous throughout the Japan. Okay. He made a living as a teacher, but later traveled throughout the country to gain inspiration for his writing. So actually he started his life as a teacher, but he has more interest to take a travel around the world. So he started his travel around the world for gain more inspiration from all over the world. Okay, so try to read this one. Thank you, my dear students. We will see with the next video with the next topic. Okay, thank you, dears.